Hi, this is Eric Martin with BoardGameGeek. I'm here with Maddox Schuler and Josh Emmerich from Keymaster Games looking at Campy Creatures,
yes.
Which I believe we saw last year, and
yes.
now you have a new edition of the game and an expansion for it as well.
We do,
so
yeah.
Can you talk about what's changed?
Yeah, I would love to.
Do a short overview of what the game is and then what's changed.
Yeah, sounds great. So about 2 years ago, we kickstarted Campy Creatures, raised a good bit of money, had a good bit of backers and stuff, and with all that backer feedback, there were things about the game where we were like, hey, we would love to update this in a new edition, and so once we sold out of that first printing, we started implementing those changes. So one of the main things in the game is a game of 3 rounds.
Okay.
And those rounds were feeling a little samey because there was a reset happening after each round. So one of the main changes to the game is we wanted to update it so that the rounds felt different. In the game, you're a mad scientist, and you're trying to capture mortals for your experiments.
Okay.
So you don't want to do the dirty work though. You want to send out your creatures to go capture those. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So everybody has the same hand of creatures is the core mechanic of the game, and you're each going to be playing a card face down on a turn. Everybody plays at the same time. There's no turn order, and then everybody reveals what creature they chose.
Okay.
So kind of like that whole for sale style mechanic. But once you play a card, you're not going to be getting it back to your hand until the end of the next round. So end of that round, you get all your cards back.
Okay.
So when you play a card, you reveal it. The player with the higher strength creature gets first pick of the mortals that are out. Next highest gets next strength. But these abilities can kind of throw things in to the mix and mess with people. So, for example, the blob allows you to
slide this over a little more.
The blob allows you to discard a creature and then absorb its strength. So you kind of get to see what people played and then say, hey, I'm going to be a 6 or a 7. But you don't get the ability, so you're missing out on some of the good parts of that. Kaiju is obviously the highest creature strength over here. So once everybody reveals, let's say, I played a 6, you played a 1 swamp creature, and there were 2 mortals out. I would get first pick, and then you would have to give the mortal you captured to another player, so you could send a negative mortal over to me.
Okay.
These mortals, there's a bunch of different types, and that was one of the changes we made to the game, was creating these types so that when you set up the mortal deck, it's going to yield a different experience every time. So these mortals, there's like the classics, which are archaeologists, deep sea divers, things like that. They're just like straight up points.
Right.
So the player with the most points is going to win the game.
Okay.
These mortals deal with set collection, where the engineers are -2 points if you end with an odd number of them each, or 3 points if you end with an even number of them. So they're like a very volatile, got to get the current right style to that. And then teenagers, worthless on their own, but whoever collects the most of them scores 7 points. Second most scores 4. Classic stuff like that, like Sushi Go and these sort of set collection mechanics. And the assistants, they're a new addition to the second edition. So they you keep them after each round, and they can build upon one another, making them more powerful. The more you get, the more you score.
Long-term endgame.
Long-term investment, exactly.
Yes.
And then we'll get to the investigator when we talk about the expansion. But these mortals will be coming out. You'll be playing your creatures. If you ever play the same creature, then you clash. And whoever is higher on the clash meter is going to win that tie. And then whoever won that tie goes to the bottom. So let's say red won that tie of the clash meter, and the rest slide up. So at the end of each round, you score your points with your little Creeple token, and then you play another round. But the other thing that changes up rounds are these locations. So these mortals now have little location icons on some of them. They're not on all of them. Some have 1, some have 2. It was a great way to value mortals of the same number. Sometimes when they're the same number out, like a 2 and a 2,
it gives you a reason.
There's still a card where you can capture 2 at the same time, which was one of the main ways we were balancing around that. But now this has provided further incentive around similar numbers or whatnot.
Okay.
So you're trying to mind read your opponent, see what they're going to play. Y'all both reveal, and now it's like, oh great, you played your kaiju. You no longer have your bite. I know now that you don't have your 8 anymore, and I could play around that information next turn and so forth as the mortals come out.
Okay.
That was a lot. I'm talking really fast.
No.
But,
that covers it.
Yeah, so Josh did all this beautiful artwork on this game, and we worked together on that these updates. And as we made this game, a backer of ours, Mario Radmilovic, reached out, and he's in Austria, and so we started talking online, and he was having these great ideas, and was like, let's make this expansion together. The Demogorgon is in the base game, and it was acting as a mini expansion, where you can switch out creatures of the same strength. So that comes in all the games, and it just works as like a quick way where you can change out the Invisible Man for the Demigorgon. So any creature with the same number you can switch out.
Okay.
In the expansion, we were like, let's add more creatures that you can switch out with different abilities. And so Mario, Josh, and I worked together to come up with these creatures, come up with their abilities, the theme around them, what would make them look great, or maybe a little bit scary, but not too scary because it's a campy game. This is meant to be like family fun, not like intense horror.
Right.
It's campy horror. And so as we did that, we came up with these 4 creatures where they further, create different ways where you can mix up the game. You could just play with the Tarantula Manning plant, but not these 2. You could just play with these 2, and it's going to create very different games. And you can even switch it up each round if you wanted to. But the players are going to have the same creatures in their hands still. So there's all that information around that. If you want to go for chaos mode, you still need to go 0 through 8, but you can say like,
choose which
you
one.
might be the vampire, I might have the monster. It's still going to work. You're going to clash, and things are going to happen, and you're just going to resolve through the clashometer or whatnot if you do play the same creature. Those are kind of the heart around that, and we added these tokens in now, these Venom tokens, which you can place on a mortal to devalue it, or these power-up tokens, which after playing the monster, you get to power up your creature to the next level.
Okay.
So that is like the main game, and we didn't want to leave our, people who believed in us behind, who started the game. So that's the conversion edition that we did through Kickstarter, and you can also get it on Amazon and other places in 2 months here. And so the main game, this will be the new 2nd edition. This is the updated edition.
Expansion for
and the expansion if you want to get that. This includes the expansion, and so like it's a good value where you take your base game and you push it into this place of everything here. If you want, you get a new board and all the tokens and all that good stuff.
Okay.
They were all chipboard in the past, so we try to kind of like take it to the nines design-wise and see there.
Okay.
Josh, I've been talking so long. You've just been so nice over here. Do you have any?
The artwork is phenomenal. Like
Thank
that
you.
is super eye-catching, and it definitely seems like you could see it just like magazine features that would highlight the original work like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's lots of.
This is the first board game that I worked on.
Yeah.
I've mostly worked in the craft beer space, illustrating labels and designing alcohol and spirit brands.
Okay.
And so this was a fun opportunity for me to do something that I could share with my kids, because I can't really talk about beer and alcohol with my kids in their kids' classes. So this was kind of an opportunity for me to do some things that I'd already been doing in the craft beer world, which is telling little stories on little labels. And now I get to do that on little cards. So it's been a lot of fun.
And in the box itself, and in the inside of the box as well.
Got to print
It's very
everywhere.
sharp. Yes. And make use of that space.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Maddox
Eric.
and Josh for Campy Creatures. Out now? Or is it available?
So
the
it'll
second
be
edition, or?
backers are getting theirs fulfilled in 2 weeks. It'll be out in Barnes & Noble and all retail and things like that in the next couple months.
All right. Thank you very much. Look for this from Keymaster Games. Thank you.
Thank you.